Mitharay promise batu Livingstone. Kila ban kelat ya kan ni?
Kata kasih orang kikan. Saya am ki beliau. Bagi beliau ndola temian kilong biang kelung. Kini baru armut kelaki samla biang.
Kikubor Kapatisi TV. Ka East West Group of Institution Bangalore, ka Kot Admission nakamta ka Nursing but Paramedical Course, ka bala ithu da ka Indian Nursing Council, ka By Admission ka Badunatam, but 6% ka Jinyokam. Pila ru ban apply da ka Education Loan.
Ka khana samari 8,000 arpenyo. Kan sedang nadu ka sitareg ujemang 8,000 arpenrio, bat kan longru ka sien ka baningkong hakari India. Ba ki jingtep ki babania, la ban chupandab hi na ka mobile phone, da ka bakhanyon yo QR code, bala penmi da ka office u Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India Ministry of Home Affairs ka Sarkar Pateng. Ya kani ke jing penbena lapan bena ha ka jelang bat kilat patai kubor bala pelong da ka Press Information Bureau Shillong ha ringkat ke je trailang bat ka Directorate of Census Operation Meghalaya. Ha bakran syakilat patai kubor u Director ka Census Operation Meghalaya u Biswajit Pigu u lapan pau baka khana samari arajar penyo kan long ka bakong san bha bat ongru baka jinglum jingkhen kan long nadu ya ki jingte bapura lingba ka digital hakaba on sa pendon kam da ki mobile application bat ka portal jong ka census management and monitoring system khanang ban pensuk ya ki pajba nongsong sunong ka jalla bat hakari.
Census is an official complete count of every household and every person and their demographic, economic and social data in a country at a specific point of time. Census is a subject under the Union list and is listed at serial number 69 in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. And as I would like to inform you that the census operations are there. It has a legal framework, it has a legal backing, and it is based on, it's backed by the Census Act 1948 and the Census Rules 1990. This time the census would be the census 2027. This is going to be a landmark census in the sense that this is the 8th census which is going to take place after independence, and overall this is going to be the 16th number of census beginning from 1872. So as you can see, this is the first census which is going to take place on a digital mode. Everything would be, every enumeration, every data collection, every data processing, data analysis, everything will be done on a digital mode by using digital means. Data collection will be conducted through the dedicated mobile apps which has already been developed, and this mobile apps will be shared with the enumerators and it will, on their smartphones. It can be Android, it can be iOS. So any smartphone can be used for collection of data by using the app which will be given to the enumerators and the supervisors. And the entire management and monitoring of the census operations, right from the enumeration, from the training, from the appointment of the enumerators, supervisors, the training, and the actual data collection, everything would be monitored through the census management and monitoring system. In short, it's called CMMS for the end-to-end operation. And I would like to inform you that this time there will be an option of self-enumeration. A citizen can self-enumerate or do his enumeration on a portal which can be accessed by the citizens themselves, and they can fill up the details whichever is there in their household. So this self-enumeration will start from tomorrow, that is 1st of May. will be the starting date for the self-enumeration, and this can be accessed through a web portal, www.se.census.com. See, for every census, it has to be notified by the state government, and the government of Meghalaya has already notified the self-enumeration dates. That is from the 1st of May till 15th of May 2026, and it's for 15 days. And this should be followed by the house listing operations from 16th May 2026 to 14th of June 2026, and that is for 30 days. And the government of Meghalaya has also republished the HLO questionnaire, which has been notified by the Office of the Registrar General of India, Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. So there will be in total 33 number of questions in the while enumeration activity takes place, and the household, they have to provide the data, they have to provide the information on the 33 number of questions which are preloaded in the mobile app. And this is the phase one of the census operations 2027. Phase one would be only of self-enumeration and house listing operations, where the household data, the amenities in the house, the assets of the household, and the condition of the house would be taken up during the phase one. And then in phase two, the actual population enumeration will take place, and that is going to be held in the month of February 2027. So the population enumeration will take place in February 2027, that is for a period of 20 to 22 days. And the reference moment would be 1st of March 2027, that is 0000 hours. So 1st of March 2027, the census will be officially published. This is the methodology, the census methodology. The data collection would take place on a house-to-house basis, and this would be done by an enumerator through a mobile app using their own mobile phones. And self-enumeration can be done, as I have already mentioned earlier, self-enumeration through the self-enumeration web portal by the households can be done, but this has to be verified by the enumerators post self-enumeration. Every self-enumeration, every household would has to be visited, and there will be house-to-house visit to each and every household, and this would be verified by the enumerators. And as we have already mentioned, that the management and the monitoring of the entire census operation should be done through a web portal. There is a CMMS, Census Management and Monitoring System web portal. And it will also include the formation of geo-coded house listing blocks through the web mapping application HLVC, house listing block creator. In short, it is called HLVC. So the enumeration blocks, which should be created for each enumerator, they would be based on geotagging, and all the latitude, longitude of the particular block would be done through a geo-reference map. We will be using the Google map. So so this will ensure that there is no discrepancy, or there is no missing out of any household or any area for that matter. Well, there might be certain doubts in the mind of the people that, why would I be sharing my private details, my household details, and some of the people might also say, why would I share my mobile number with you people? Let me assure you all that through you, I would like to assure the public in general that there is absolute there will be absolute confidentiality in the data which will be collected. There have been robust measures have been taken up by the government for data security, and by the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commission of India, the data collected during census would be kept strictly confidential, and individual or household data is not released. We will not release any individual or household data to anybody as such. And I would like to inform you that data release is only in the form of aggregates. We will not be releasing any individual data. It will be in the form of aggregates. Say for example, in a ward, how many people are there, how many households are there. Similarly, in a village, how many number of households are there, how many people will be there. Only the aggregates would be shared with the, finally, only the aggregates would be shared. No individual data, nothing about a person, nothing about the household, or how many people are there, nothing would be shared with anybody. And the number which we would be taking from the household, that would be only for the purpose of communication. For communication in the sense, suppose I am doing my self-enumeration, then I will have to enter my mobile number so that I will get a ID, self-enumeration ID, which will be required during the house-to-house visit by the enumerator. Based on this self-enumeration ID, the enumerator would be doing the verification. So it is only for the purpose of communication. The mobile number would be taken from the public, for that matter, the household, only for communication purpose. I think we did not go through this legal provision of RTA. Next. And why would we put this legal provision of RTA, right to free and compulsory education, is that although census is there in the union list, it's a union subject, but we will be conducting the census through the state government, with the help of the state government, and we will be requisitioning the services of the state government employees, and more particularly teachers, the college teachers, it may be college teachers, it may be primary school teachers, secondary school teachers. So if there is a shortage of teachers, then we may go for some other officials as well. I think we have already spoken about this, but still I would just like to read out the method of data collection and checks. House-to-house canvasser method by enumerator through enumerators in mobile apps using own mobile phones. Self-enumeration, again, I'm repeating it, through self-enumeration web portal by respondents and verified by enumerators through the house-to-house visit. I would like to inform you that there will be multi-layer checks. Suppose an enumerator would be given a block, enumeration block. Practically, one enumerator would be looking after 180 plus households, and that would come to 700 to 800 number of individuals. So, but in a hilly state like Meghalaya, maybe it will be a little, it will be on the lesser side because the population is sparse and the population number is also not very high. So, for every 6 number of enumerators, there will be one supervisor who will be supervising this 6 number of enumeration rounds. So if there is any discrepancy, which is if it is at all observed by the supervisor, then he can ask the enumerator to go for certain modifications. And if he sees that the data is a lot of discrepancy is there, then he will ask the enumerator, why is it happening? Why don't you go through it properly, and then if need be, some modifications can be done. So then again, there will be charge officers. Charge officers are basically the circle officers, the PDOs, under whom these supervisors and the enumerators would be working under the charge officers. The main fulcrum of the entire exercise is the charge officers. the circle officers for that matter, circle officers or executive officers in the town committees. So they will be having charges under them, and these charges, under these charges, there will be enumerators, there will be supervisors. Let me inform you that we have near about 9,000 supervisors will be engaged for the collection of household data during the HLO period. And
numerical supervisors, total combined is 9,000.
9,000. So both supervisors and the enumerators, they come to roughly about 9,000 numbers. So this is the benefits of census to using the digital means. As you know that census, the last census was held in 2011, and during 2011 census, it was done on a manual mode, on a physical mode. It was done on paper, pen and paper. But this time there will be no pen and paper. It will be done through digital means. It will be done through a mobile app. So this will ensure better quality data, because we have only 33 number of questions will be already fitted in the mobile phone. They will already fitted in the app. The only thing that the enumerator needs to do is that he needs to just click the button. So there is very less chances of error. So this will ensure that there is better quality data and faster processing, reduce burden, as in, earlier what used to happen, they used to carry thick lot of papers as in the forms, and they will have to fill up the forms. This will again be sent to the DCO office. The DCO office will process it, and then again this will be again sent to ORGI. So it used to be a very time-consuming process. Now with the use of mobile phone, the mobile app, it will be instant, kind of instant. The moment you submit the data, it is already loaded in the server. So that is the reason why we are saying that 1st March 2027 is going to be the day when the census would be declared. The census data would be put open to public. And I have already mentioned that the population enumeration, actual counting of the population, would be held in the month of February for a period of 20 days. Just imagine February 1st of February till 20th of February, and the next 10 days, that is 1st of March, we are publishing the census. So this is going to happen because we are going to use mobile phone, mobile app. When we are going to use every digital means, such as CMMS portal, self-enumeration portal, and these are very user-friendly apps. And tomorrow the self-enumeration for Meghalaya is starting. I would also urge all the media friends to try and do the self-enumeration from your own mobile. Then you will realize that how user-friendly it is. Of course, there may be issues of OTP and all because of network connectivity, but overall, the app is very user-friendly because some of the states have already done it. I'm also looking after I'm also looking after Arunachal Pradesh. So there they have started from 16th of April, and they are concluding by tomorrow. They are concluding today. So there we have seen that, and as you know, Meghalaya and Arunachal, they share the same sort of geography and connectivity issues and all. So there they have done the self-enumeration. So I think for Meghalaya it will not be much of an issue. The self-enumeration, this is for the first time, household will have the option to fill their own data. Self-enumeration portal will be available in 16 languages. For Meghalaya, it will be available in English. Respondent logs into SE portal, self-enumeration portal, by entering the mobile number and other details. Once the respondent has filled all the questions, the reference ID, that is the self-enumeration ID, will be generated and sent to the registered mobile phone number of the respondent. The self-enumeration ID is to be collected by the enumerator during the house-to-house visit, during the field visit. And after checking the self-enumeration ID, the enumerator will upload it in the database. Next, persons areas to be covered in HLO. Persons normally residing in the normal as well as the institutional households are to be counted. So this means that not only the households but also institutions like schools, institutions like colleges. The colleges have hostels, schools may have hostels. Certain hospitals, all these kind of institutions, whatever is there, they also would be covered. Normal residents are to be counted even if some of them may be absent on the day of the house listing. Casual visitors should be excluded as they will be considered at their respective place of normal residence. Foreigners and their family members having diplomatic status are excluded. And for HLO, the prohibited areas under defense special charges are not covered. During the HLO, the house listing operations period, we will not be covering these special charges, which are the defense areas and certain restricted areas, prohibited areas. So we will not be covering this, covering these special charges during this period. But during the population enumeration period, that is in the month of February, we will be counting there we will be doing the head count. We have mentioned that, I have mentioned that everything will be covered through mobile, right? We will be using mobile app. But there may be certain areas, certain pockets where we might not have the network connectivity. For that kind of a situation, which would be kind of the last option. In that kind of a scenario, we will be giving them a physical form with the enumerator. The enumerator will fill the details in that particular form as a format, and then they will bring it back to the headquarters or to a place where there is network, and he will upload it in the mobile phone, in the mobile app. So supposedly if somebody goes to a place where there is no network, he can come back, he will collect the data physically on a manual board, and then he will come back to a place where there is network, and he will fill in the details and then upload it in the portal. Now see, this is something, the exercise, the census, it takes place every 10 years. And the data which is collected during the census, this is going to be used for the next 10 years. Every planning for the state, every socio-economic development or socio-economic policies of the state will be based on this data provided from the census. So I would urge upon each and every one of you to kindly come forward, cooperate, and provide all the information that is being asked for. It's a very simple information and nothing to worry about. So we have a toll-free number where you can call up, and toll-free number
Morning 5. Morning 5.
1855. So there is a number, toll-free number 1855. You can call up that number, and then our people will be there to respond to your queries. But I can assure you, this technical issues, it may crop up once or twice, but it gets resolved within a very short period of time. See, everything is already there. The data, the questions and the answers are in already there in the app. You just need to click it. 33 questions, maybe hardly it will take 10 minutes. If it takes longer, maybe 15 minutes, but 10 to 15 minutes you can fill complete your self-information. See, that we'll have to see, because the last census was held in 2011. Although we attempted in 2021, but due to COVID-19 pandemic, as you all know, then we had to defer it. And then now, the last 15 years, the number of households definitely would have gone up. So it will be very difficult to say how many households were covered. But we would like to inform you that we are going to cover each and every household. There will not even a single household which will be left out. Even those places which are uninhabited, even those places, even those areas have to be covered.
Suppose a household enumeration, there is no provision for the whole household to use one mobile phone and
Okay. Basically, in the first phase, phase 1, we are only collecting the data, the household data, the amenities in the house, the assets that the household has, and the condition of the living conditions of the house. And during the phase 1, only the head of the household, his information or data would be collected. However, in the phase 2, there is a population enumeration. All the family members will be the enumeration for all the family members will take place in the phase 2.
Houses are covered and the households living there. In the second phase, population enumeration, on the night of 28 April, that is on the last day, all those who are houseless population, they are covered during the whole night, entire night exercise. So that will include homeless and builders.
The competition jungi kam judai ka touch lane kam kodyat madiat, they are never our competition. Competition jungi kedai mangi para guest house, para instay, para homestay. Kaya mengisak sadani ki email pa jong apa di amba yan penkala no syaka guest house lane ka homestay kan. Por bangi penkala ngi ai kerten ka orange homestay. Pingi sedang sya no 4 rooms tambah nak 4 rooms ni sutho ba mah nomor ni dang kam shu ki rooms ke ni lala ban expand nak daw ka floor jong ki tourist kila sedang bon ada ingin salah ban expand jo 4 room at current ni dan kat sandu habawan kun kini kita kum mga ngonong mo banga puli for Institute of Hotel Management kum kini ki big companies bawan ship ni kalong big opportunities hingi ki yun bangin yo camping ha jaka bangin like shabar bangin tap placement shabar ma ha bangin la dak puli ingin jaka bangin tap shabar ni la yo ban tap aka state la jong ki tourist ki long la ka jong ka segment ma uba kambet kambiang oleh sa he'll go for touch lane who want that luxury experience oleh touch budget travelers ki like hakim hotel dan ki middle class ki kwa ban sa ha pam kini ki instay ki tang kata hang la ban ka pakam dan jing thot iro yangi ngai baka acknowledge tot ya baro homestays owners lane ki instay lane ki ki bentaro recently ngadang should receive ka award ma kasin ka gold award jang ka sustainable Indian tourism New York ka orange instay ma to ka kwa tekan ka ni ka company ba ka government ni ka acknowledge lot ya boro ka trahi ban promote lo ya boro